All right, everybody, I'm back, and man, I am still talking about these drones, or whatever's in our sky. I gotta tell you, um, after the statement that the White House put out the other day, yesterday, whatever it was, um, yeah, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say. And let's just say, um, not very happy with Donald Trump right now. And before I get into this, I just want to say that I actually am glad that Trump got elected. Um, Definitely better than the last guy we had. Um, I'm not a political guy, but when I sit there and hear somebody say that we're going to do truth and transparency, then I want truth and transparency. And what I am going to do today, because we're going to get into this, we're going to get into this. I'm going to actually show you guys the video of what the White House put out about the drones, and then we're going to talk about it. I'm also going to show you a video about what the FFA was just saying not even 30 days ago about this whole situation, and then we're going to talk about that too. And then I'm going to show you some more footage that I've shot about with this stuff in my area. Now, I wasn't able to film. I broke my phone on Sunday. It fell off my scope and my telescope and cracked the screen. I wasn't able to film. It took me 2 days to get a new phone replacement. So I was able to do some filming last night and shot some this evening as well. Early evening as well. Shot a little bit of stuff. And we're just going to get into this. So before I get into saying anything or doing anything like that, because this is really crazy and pretty unacceptable in my book, I'm going to show you this video. This is the video of what the White House I can't talk. What the White House press secretary put out, that they said this is what's going on with the drones and this is what the deal is with the drones. And then I'm going to show you the next clip after that. So the first clip we're going to show you is the what the White House put out, and then we're going to talk about that for a second. Then I'm going to show you the next clip. And then we will get into the whole thing, in the meat of the thing. So here's the clip. I'm going to hit the play button. I want you guys to listen. I'm going to shrink myself down in the corner so you guys can see the whole thing. Or I may just take myself off the screen while I play this. And then I will come back and we will talk about this, okay? So we're going to play this clip and then we're going to roll on through, all right? So without further ado, here's what the White House put out about, quote unquote, what the drones are and the reasons behind it. So here we go.
Before I turn to questions, I do have news directly from the President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office. From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. A statement from the President of the United States to start this briefing with some news. And with that,
all right, so there you guys go. That was the first statement they put out, and I want you to remember a few things that they just said. They said research and various other reasons, and she also said many of the drones were hobbyist, recreational, and private individuals. We'll get into the full statement of that after we're done. But I want to show you this next video. This is how the FFA was reacting to the drone situation, and this is going to talk about them shutting down airspace for drones and all kinds of stuff, and even to the point of shooting drones down. So we're going to play that clip right now. Let me get it to that clip for you guys.
All right, mystery solved. Those unknown drones that have been buzzing around for months, baffling the public, the FBI, and the military, they weren't a mystery to the FAA. The White House revealed this week the FAA had authorized flights of so-called research drones in and around New Jersey. But the explanation has raised a whole new set of questions. Chief Investigator George Knapp is here live to ask a few of them. George.
Well, the first question that could have been asked by the White House press corps would start with two words. What the? The second question would be, was the entire leadership of the FAA off on a 2-month spelunking retreat deep inside the bowels of the earth and thus didn't know about these mystery drone swarms? I mean, FAA, what's the deal? The new White House spokesperson had a full plate of topics when she dropped this little bombshell.
The drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons.
That is not an airplane.
Since late November, residents of New Jersey have been seeing odd drones in the skies. Former Governor Chris Christie says one flew over his house. Football star Aaron Rodgers saw one fly over his car. Hundreds of video clips and photos were posted on social media sites, and news coverage was wall-to-wall for weeks. Most of the images seemed to show objects that were not all that mysterious, misidentified planes and regular drones. But as the mystery deepened and the drones kept flying, Congress started asking questions, and the FBI launched an investigation.
We just don't know, and that's the concerning part.
According to the White House, the FAA suddenly remembered that it had authorized flights of research drones. How many? Over what area? The FAA website doesn't say. Way back in the distant past, December 17th, the FAA signed a joint statement with the FBI, Department of Defense, and Homeland Security to say that it was dispatching advanced detection technology and trained observers to New Jersey to help investigate the drone mystery. The FAA had also ordered flight restrictions on drones over much of New Jersey, but it didn't fess up. Here's where the mystery gets stickier. In December, drones penetrated the restricted airspace over a New Jersey nuclear plant and over multiple military facilities on the East Coast. Drones caused Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio to shut down for a period. Coincidentally, during the same period when the East Coast was being inundated, formations of mystery objects invaded the highly restricted airspace over 4 essential air bases in the UK. The intrusions continued for weeks and were well coordinated, and according to media reports, the US deployed its best anti-drone technology, but it had no effect on the intruders. And what about the serious intrusions that took place for 17 straight nights at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, exactly a year earlier? Government officials acknowledged they employed their best anti-drone tech, but were unable to jam or track the intruders. Members of Congress have speculated that some of the drones were launched from Iranian motherships or Chinese submarines, or were flown by Russia. Exasperated officials in New Jersey didn't buy those theories back in December and might not swallow this one either. It seems like the FAA should be able to answer some pretty basic questions. When did it authorize the unknown research drones? How many of them were authorized? Over what period of time? And why didn't it come clean when so many agencies, including the FAA itself, were trying to figure this out? Back to you.
All right, everybody. So there's the second video I wanted to show you guys, and that covers a whole lot of information. So let's get into this. And while we're getting into this, well, maybe I'll wait and I'll show you these clips and I'll start talking. But I want to get into this and talk about this. So the first thing I want to talk about is the first video. And the quote that they said in that video that the White House put out. I'm going to read it word for word. I wrote it down here because this is very important. And then we're gonna address it. And then we're going to address the second video as well. And then I'm going to show you some footage as well to just kind of wrap this whole video up. So the quote that they used in there and what the statement that they came out with was, after research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FFA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyist, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to the curiosity. This was not the enemy. Okay, so the thing that blew me away about this press conference was, one, they came with that out right out the gate, which was good because everybody wants to know. But two, nobody questioned anything after that. They were so worried about the immigration stuff that's going on. They didn't ask any questions about the drone thing. So here's my thing when you have a statement like that, and none of these reporters, not one, and this is why media is dead, because these people are trying to do narratives, not actually report news. So the first question you should ask yourself is, all right, number one, what did we learn from that? Okay, so we learned that the government knew all along, so the past administration could have told us something, but they didn't. The government knew all along what was going on. I knew what was going on with the drones because they were authorized to do research and things for various other reasons. Now, here's the thing you have to ask yourself. Is it the government doing research, or is it a private company that got authorized to do research through the government? Either way, it's probably going through the government most likely. But here's my thing. The FAA, as you guys saw, this kind of relates to the other video, but we're going to get into it. But the FAA, not even a month ago, was saying that they didn't know who were flying the drones, and they had no idea what was going on. And they even, in that video, if you guys look at it, they even put airspace restrictions, not allowing drones to fly because they didn't know what was going on. Now they're coming out and say that they authorized them all along. Really? 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 So the thing that makes me mad about this is that Trump has gone on, and I have nothing against Trump, so let's get that out there. I have nothing against Trump. I'm hoping he does a great job. He's doing really good so far with a lot of things he's doing, but this is unacceptable because the first thing that bothers me about this is that the FFA lied then. They lied because they said they don't know, and now they know. Now they authorized it the whole time. That's a lie. Now here's the other thing I have a question about is, if you're doing research, why does multiple drones, let's say multiple drones, because there's been multiple drones, the size of SUVs are larger, have to be hovering over neighborhoods, right over people's rooftops and right over the treetops? What kind of research are you doing that you have to have all these drones flying over people's houses and people's neighborhoods? What are you researching? Huh? That's a good question. You know, and then just in general, what are you researching? What is the research for? You know, why are all these drones showing up? Because I have drones flying over my house every night and all around my house every night now. And even as of tonight, which is 1/29/25, I still have drones. I just filmed some tonight. They're still here. I live in Podunk, Virginia, Southern Virginia, and I still have them flying around. So when they did this thing, they act like they're not doing it anymore, but it's going on every day still. And I'm in contact with people now that I put up some videos that are saying, yeah, we're still seeing them. You know, and the other thing that bothers me about it is they keep saying New Jersey, New Jersey, but they're not just being seen in New Jersey. They've been seen in New Jersey, New York, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, Florida, Texas, California, and several other states that I can't even remember. Those are the ones I just remember off the top of my head. Pilots have been reporting it. There's recordings of pilots calling in and say, hey, do you have drones in the air? What's going on? Because they've had to divert their planes and reroute their planes around these things. I even watched a plane literally out my front door go around one right here at my own house. Flew around it and then went the other, had to go around it, had to take a left and right, go around it to keep on going on its track. It was kind of crazy. So I don't know what's going on, but that's the first thing is what research are you going, and then what other reasons? I want to know what other reasons. What are the other reasons that these drones are all in the air? You know, what are all the other reasons that these drones are in the air? That's a great question. What are the other reasons? How come nobody asked that? And then that also doesn't explain all the drone attacks that they actually reported on the news. Said drone attacks where 18 to 20 some drones were flying over military airspace for over a week and flying all over the bases, and they didn't do anything about it. That doesn't answer that question. That doesn't answer that. You know, what was that all about? You know, flew over the Pentagon, flew over a bunch of stuff here in Virginia, and then another base out west. I mean, we didn't get any answers on that either. No, it just kind of went away. We just sweep it on the road. So what's that all about? You know, why were there military drones over bases where the military people were alerted? They didn't know what was going on. You're telling me that this was authorized, but we didn't tell the military that we're going to have drones flying over their bases? Come on. You know, I mean, to me, this is a bullshit sweep it under the rug answer because they literally, today's news cycle has nothing about it. It just was said and then everybody's going to move on with it, which is not okay at all. Now, do I think some people may have saw, now, let me back up. The other thing they said is that many of these drones were hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. Let me tell you something. I don't know any hobbyist or recreational guy that can afford a drone the size of an SUV or bigger. Those are very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. Even the ones that are the size of the bed of your truck are thousands and thousands of dollars. Ones that are as big as a truck or bigger, I don't even know what the price tag is, but it's a lot. It's a lot. So I don't know too many people that are getting a drone the size of an SUV for Christmas. All right. And that's what people were seeing. Things that were bigger than a vehicle flying over their houses. So I don't know who's getting those kind of drones, but whoever's parents are giving out those drones, I want one. Because holy crap, if you're going to hook me up, because that's crazy. Because I have a little drone, I can fit it in the palm of my hand. It's that big. And it's just for playing and flying around in my front yard. You know, that's about as big as it's got. You know, and I know some guys that are commercial drone pilots, their drones aren't that big. So I call bullshit all the way around. I don't appreciate this. I think this is a we're going to throw this a little bit out to appease you, and then we're going to move on with it. There's more going on to this than we know. There's a lot of questions to be asked that's going on. You know, the fact that they gave us this just roundabout crap, you know, and then they start, you know, even on the other thing, start talking, well, people around Christmas, people have been getting flying things for years and years, and people have been getting drones. Drones have been out for a long time. People have been getting drones for a long time. They didn't all of a sudden, everybody just start noticing drones in the sky, okay? You know, now did some people maybe mistake some airplanes for drones, the bigger drones? Sure, they probably did, because there's people that don't pay attention. Everybody, the only thing people pay attention to is this and what's on the internet, what's on TikTok and stuff. They don't pay attention a lot to what's going on in the sky. But a lot of those videos and a lot of stuff I shot, they are not freaking just an airplane and stuff. And I'm actually going to address that in this video, because I've got some clips of airplanes flying at night in the same airspace that I'm filming the stuff that I'm filming and stuff. But this is a bunch of crap. And then you saw all this stuff with the FAA. They were very, very concerned about this situation. So now they come out and now they say, oh, we authorized all this stuff. But here's the other thing. How come airports were being shut down? If this is authorized flights, research, and other reason flights, then how come they had to shut down airport runways and stuff because drones were blocking the runways? You know, nobody got arrested. That's against the law. That's federal. That's federal laws when you break airspace. Federal laws. How come nobody got arrested? There was a couple guys. There was two guys like in Boston and one spy guy out west that got arrested. But other than that, when this stuff happened, nobody got arrested. Nothing happened. So you're telling me the FAA knew about this and authorized it, yet they were flying into airport airspace and having to shut down airports, and nobody said, oh, that's authorized flights. We know what's going on. You know, the other thing that they said in the second video is that you have to register those drones, and they have a ID remote when you're flying and stuff. So you can ID that drone, so they know whose drone that is. They can ID the drone, and they know whose drone it is, and it's registered to that person. So you can track the drones very well. And the other thing is, you talk about they have a 400-foot ceiling that they're only allowed. So a drone can fly from the ground to 400 feet. They're not allowed to go over the 400-foot ceiling as far as altitude-wise, and that's so they don't get into flight plaza planes and stuff. Well, I can tell you right now, the stuff that I see is anywhere from treetop level all the way up to where the planes are flying. You know, so I don't know what the deal is, but I'm very disappointed with the administration when they gave us this bullshit statement, and that's all we're going to get, because that is unacceptable. Now, while I'm rambling, I'm going to show you guys some clips, and I'm going to play these clips, and these are not airplanes, and they are not freaking hobbyist drones and stuff. And that's the other thing. These things are flying at night, and even though I know drones can fly at night, people can have night vision on stuff, most people don't fly their drones at night, because the drones that have all that stuff on them cost a lot of money to have that night vision technology, so they're expensive. So usually the one that you're given for Christmas doesn't have all that capability, you know, usually, but they do have night vision. But the problem is that flying at night is very, very tricky, and you have to get really good with the drone before you're flying at night. So sitting here saying that people are seeing hobbyist, recreational people flying drones at night is bullshit, you know. Now, I know there's hunters that use drones at night to track a deer. If they can't catch it, find it during the day, if they shot it and they're tracking it, they'll get out a drone and use night vision to fly it. But you still got to have some skill, because flying above the trees and stuff and looking for that, you got to know what you're doing. It's, you know, flying drones isn't as easy as people think it is, you know. So this whole BS excuse of hobbyist and recreational stuff is crap to me. It's just crap, you know. I'm not saying that that's not some of what they saw, because I'm sure it is, but we got bigger fish to fry than that and stuff. And I've been showing videos. I've done several videos now on this stuff, showing clips and stuff. And now I'm going to show you guys some other clips. And I'm showing you these clips first to show you what I'm seeing. And then I'm going to show you some planes so you can see what planes. So I'm going to roll this video of the stuff that I'm seeing in the sky, and I'm going to talk about it while I'm seeing it. And then I'm going to talk about the planes, because I did some things with the planes. So you can see the difference in what these look like versus what a plane looks like in the sky. So you can understand that, yeah, I know what a plane looks like in the sky. All right, I can identify a plane. It's not that hard. Planes are pretty easy to identify. They move in certain ways. They can't do these maneuvers. They can't hover in place. They can't go from here, drop down, hook to the left, go back to the right, go up like that. They can't do any of that stuff. So, you know, and these things they do some things like helicopters do, but they do other things that helicopters can't do either. So let's click this video. I'm going to roll this now. This is one that I shot in my backyard. And this thing is flashing. It's got flashing lights. If you guys watch it, it's flashing. You can see blue flashing, red flashing, some red flashing, and some white flashing. And it's a very bright light. And you can see it's just cruising across the sky. And it's kind of go up sideways. Now it stopped for a minute. It stalled out. I'm not touching my scope. My scope is steady mounted. My eye's not on it. My hand's not on it in any way. It kind of paused for a minute and then starts moving a little more. Here's another clip right here. This is in my backyard. This is actually shot through some trees, and this is below, like, this is like at tree level or just below, you know, at the tree level and stuff. And this thing is just slowly moving in the backyard across the back. There's a farm behind me that has some open field area and stuff there. It's a pretty good sized farm back there. So this is like cruising through the back there. Now this one we see all the time, and sometimes when it comes out it'll be up high, sometimes it's low. We see it move left to the right. We watch it all night long. Here's another clip of one. I think this one, I don't know if this one was in the backyard or the front yard, I don't remember. But you can see it's flashing. You can see it's flashing. This is not a plane though, because I'm going to show you a clip of a plane here in a second, and you're going to see what I mean. This is not an airplane flying across the sky. You'll see some other little flashes in the background and stuff. Those are actually stars twinkling in the sky. The little flashes, if you guys can zoom in, those are actually stars that are in the background. You'll see these little lights kind of blinking. That's actually stars that the camera's, the scope is picking up and the camera's picking up. But you can see this is clearly moving. And if you look at this versus the stars, you can see the stars are staying in place. If you guys are watching this, the stars aren't moving, but that is moving. Now here's the one that I love the best. This is one that's crazy. This cross thing that we've been seeing is just crazy nuts. And I'm going to stop this in a second because this cross thing is just off the hook. And I have a very long clip of this cross thing, but I want to pause this before I get to the long clip of the cross thing because this is, I don't know if this was the long cross. I think this is the long cross. Maybe that's the long cross one. Hold on a second. I'm going to pause that one. Oh wait, no, we're not to the long cross one yet, so we're going to let that go a little bit longer. Because it's going to click onto the airplanes, and I want to show you the airplanes and stuff, but I want to explain it first. So this is some clips of the cross one. This one's crazy. This one hangs out for hours and hours and stuff. I watch it go all over the sky. It's crazy, but you can watch it and you can see it. And when I get to the long version, you'll see this thing. It'll stop and pause, and you'll see it kind of shimmy like this. All right, let me pause right there. Let me back that up. So we're at the airplane section right here. So what I want to do right here is I want to show you guys the airplane flying, and I want to make sure I get this right. So we're going to click on this clip, and then you guys are going to see the airplane and stuff. So you can see what airplanes is. But in this clip too, you're also going to see one of these droney things fly past it. Now I put arrows to show that, so we're going to click on it, and we're going to let it play so you guys can see it. And if you watch right here, this is an airplane cruising across the sky. Now I'm trying to chase it with my scope. That's why it's a little thing. But that is an airplane right there. This is the distant version. I did zoom it in. But if you watch, you're going to see this little thing at the bottom of the screen. Underneath it, here in a second, you're going to see this thing cruise past it. And it's kind of crazy. See, I put airplane, and then you see drone, UAV, UFO, and you see that little thing right there with the arrows, and it's cruising past it going the opposite direction. You know? And the fact that I caught that was so crazy. I was like, oh, now that was perfect. I couldn't have planned that if I wanted to. But this was a plane. This is what a plane looks like in the sky. You can see the lights. You see the two lights side by side. You'll see it flashing when it turns a little bit here. You'll see some flashing of the red and greens as it's getting closer. You can see the red and greens where it just clicked in. You saw the red light. That's the blinker lights, the FAA. Now here's another plane. There's another plane just flying over my roof. Tried to catch it. You can see it distinctly. It's a plane shape. It's got the wings. You can see everything there. Very easy to see. Now here's another plane. This is another plane. This is a close-up of that plane coming in. You can see it plain as day. You can see the blinking lights. Everything's going on. But this is a close-up where you're going to see that thing fly in there again. Oh, did I lose it? What did I do? I thought I was filming this and I had it in there. So you should be able to see it. I'm trying to stay on the plane. But you can see this is clearly a plane. And then you see my little lovely flashy crazy thing that cruises right past it underneath it. You know, going that way. That's crazy. So... But this is what an airplane looks like in the same sky, filmed in the same night. I thought I cropped this stuff out, but I guess I didn't for this. So anyway, this is me chasing the airplane, trying to stay on it, stay focused on it as best I can. You see it kind of blink out. But this was an airplane flying over my house. Here's a close-up of the other airplane. Clearly an airplane. This is what the airplanes look like in the sky. I wanted to show you one from further distance and then show you close-ups. And then we're back to the drone stuff, or UAVs, or UAPs, or whatever you want to call them. there's a big difference. You guys can see there's a huge difference in that flying through the sky than what an airplane looks like. And that's why I want to do the comparison videos. Now here's my 2-minute video, and I'm going to try to blow this up for you guys so you can see it, so you can watch it dance. And it does, like, it shimmies in the air like it's a drone. You'll see it stop and pause, and it'll go up a little bit, and then it'll start moving at an angle, and it kind of shake like this. It goes up and then moves over an angle, and it kind of shakes like this and stuff. And if you look, sometimes you can see a star twinkle in the background, but this is just steadily moving. It's going. It goes at an angle, and then it'll go up, and then it'll go at an angle, and it'll go up. It's just doing different stuff as it's working its way through the sky. I watched this thing when I filmed this last night. I filmed it for about 2 hours, just different clips of it for 2 hours. But I took this long clip because I wanted to do a solid 2-minute clip so you could really see this thing doing this thing. Now, like I said, I'm gonna try to zoom this in so you guys can see the movement of it in the sky a little better. And the thing that it's kind of hard to show you guys is I'm using this phone with its camera on this scope or this scope. I was using this one originally. Now I'm using this one to capture these images. So, and we'll talk about this stuff here in a minute after we get through this. But I really wanted to play this so you guys could see this and watch this thing flying through the air, because you can see it stopped. It stops in the sky, like it was moving over and now it's stopped. So that's not a star, all right? That's not a planet, you know? It's not a plane, you know? It's not a helicopter. Now, have I seen lights create stars with helicopters when they hit and reflect off of certain things? Sure, I have. But that's not what this is. And when you look through a scope and see it, it's hard to explain to get it. I'm trying to capture the best images I can because I really focus in with both the camera and the telescope to get these images for you guys. But you can see how it pauses and stops and does things and then moves over. So I'm not sure what's going on with that thing, but it's really crazy. It's a 2-minute long video that you can watch of it, and it's just crazy. Now that was the end of that. So that was the last part of it. But I filmed a long version of that so you guys could really see what was going on. So again, this statement and stuff is hogwash, and it's bullshit, is what it is. It's bullshit. This is what you call fluff to sweep it under the rug, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna make a statement and then we're gonna sweep it under the rug. There's more going on here than they're telling us, and I don't care what they say. And like I said, I'm disappointed in Trump. I like Trump. All right, I have things I don't like about Trump, but I like Trump. I think he's a way better president. He did a way better job than Joe Biden did, 100%. But this is unacceptable, and I want people to hold him accountable for this, all right? Just because you like the guy and you like the things he's doing with immigration and the border and everything doesn't mean you can't overlook some of the other stuff that's going on. This is important. Why are they doing research with drones all over the skies? And then what are the other reasons these drones are all in the air? Because the guy he had in D.C. on Tuesday, I can't remember his name, that was talking about the Stargate stuff, is a guy that's hooked, he's attached to the CIA or something, and there's literally stuff out there where he's talking about how they want drones, enough drones in the sky to track every living person so they can watch you day and night. That's scary. All right, and that guy has something to do with the CIA. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why this is all we got. But I want you news media and anybody that's got some authority to go ask them more questions. We want answers to this. I want to know, what is the research and what are other reasons all these drones are in the sky? Because I see these every night. They're not going away. And I'm not the only one. I know other people that I talk to around the country that are seeing this stuff every night. This is not normal. It's not a bunch of freaking hobbyists and freaking recreational people flying their little drones around because they got it for Christmas. That's a bunch of bullshit. No matter however you want to slice that piece of bread, that's a bunch of crap that they just fed the American people. And it's disappointing. She said in the beginning of that briefing that they were going to be honest and transparent. So I want honest and transparency. And hey, you news media people, get off your butts and actually do your job. All right? There's more than things to focus on than just immigration. Okay? It's unacceptable. So I want to get this out there because I want people to understand that there's more to this, and this is a bunch of bullshit, and that the FFA was sitting there saying, the FAA, not FFA, that's Future Farmers America. So anyway, but the FAA was telling us not even a month ago that they had no idea. Now they're telling us they authorized it. All right. So that right there tells you they lied. So how do we know what's going on? Are they lying to us now just to cover it up, because they said not even 30 days ago they had no idea. Now they're saying, oh, we authorized all this stuff. All right, so that's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of crap, and I want people to pay attention. You know, everybody's so with blinders on, running around the world and running around the world with blinders on, that this is something that's going to slap you in the face one day, and then it's going to be too late. When this finally all breaks and we finally really know what's going on, people are going to be like, oh, crap. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want people surveilling me 24/7. That's not acceptable. I don't know what's going on. I know they're talking about doing an Iron Dome for us and all kinds of stuff like that. These are not satellites either. I want to get that out there. Everybody's like, oh, it's probably a satellite. That's not satellite. Satellites don't look like that, you know, and stuff. Go crack a book, people, you know. But anyway, that's my rant on this. And the last thing I want to do is I want to talk about these scopes right here. So for those of you guys that want to see what's going on, you can use a small pair of binoculars like this. These are 10 by 25. You'll see the bigger stuff. You'd definitely be able to see this crazy cross thing easily with a pair of binoculars. But if you really want to get closer so you can see more detail, you need a spotting scope like this, which is a 25 by 75 by 70. You could probably use a 20 by whatever, 60 by 60, or 20 by 20, 60, or whatever those are. You can use a 60 magnification, but I went with the 25 by 75 by 70, which really does really good magnification. But if you want to really get a really good look at them and get better, clearer pictures and stuff, because this at night gets really tricky to focus because it's very simple. You got two knobs to be turning to get your focus, to really get focused in. Where the telescope is awesome because you just put a magnifying lens in there and then you turn one knob and you can focus in on what you're looking at. This is a Celestron travel scope. This is the 70 millimeter version of it. It comes with a stand. The stand's not that great, but the stand will get you by. I recommend buying a nicer stand, actually buying a telescope stand, because these are nice camera stands, but they're still not good enough for what I want for using the telescope, but they're getting me by right now. But that scope right there comes in a package. I got it on Amazon. You can get it. They had the coupon, so it's like $79, but they had $10 off, so I got it for $69. And I tell you what, I am blown away with that thing. It works during the day. The really cool thing about that one is it can work as a spotting scope during the day, so you can check out birds, hunt deer, whatever you're going to do. But it also works great for looking at the stuff in the sky. We were actually sitting here tonight watching Mars. We could see Mars with that scope. Mars is orange, by the way, when you're looking through the scope. But we found Mars tonight, and that was super cool to see with that scope. Very easy. With the 20 millimeter we were looking at it, I didn't put the smaller one in there. I just looked at it with 20 millimeter. But with the 20 millimeter lens, I was able to see Mars just fine with that scope. So it works really good, and it's budget friendly. So I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. That's a great scope. I will throw some links down below to these for you guys if you're trying to find them. This scope is very cheap. I think it was $59 or something, or $58. This SV Boney, and it's really well made, and I really like it a lot. It comes with this little stand, but I like the bigger stands for looking up. But it's a good little stand as well. So that's it. That's all I got for you. That's my rant. Hold these people accountable. Just because it's Trump and we're all happy he's in there doesn't mean we don't hold him accountable. Okay, all right. Like I said, I like Trump. I don't have anything against Trump. You know, I think the man actually loves America, but he's still not telling us everything about these drones, and I want to know. And we deserve to know, all right? We all put him in office because we want to change. We want transparency. We want honesty. So give us a full report, all right? And if it's top secret stuff, then say, hey, we can't tell you this part of it because it's top secret, but it's for national security purposes, okay? You could have come out and said that, and I'd be like, all right. You know, we know that the government's doing something. I figured it was the government, you know. I figured it was the government doing something. I didn't think we were getting invaded, you know. Because we'd been shooting some shit down one way or the other. Well, then again, it was Joe Biden, and he likes China. So, but my point being is that there's more to this story, and I want people to keep asking questions until we get the answers. I'm going to keep asking questions. I'm going to keep making videos, and I'm going to keep sending my stuff to anybody that will listen to me. So, all right, guys, that's my rant and rave for the stuff that's flying in the sky tonight. Hold these people accountable, even though it's Trump, you know, and you may love him and you may think Trump's the greatest thing since sliced bread. This response to the drone thing is very unacceptable, and we need answers. And we did not get any answers with this. The only answer we got is that the government does know, and the government is involved somehow, some way, but they're not telling us, and that's not okay. I don't like seeing drones, and I'm telling you, I see lots of them in the sky every night. It's not one or two, it's a lot, and they're in the skies every night. So pick yourself up a cheap telescope and go at it. And that the other thing is, if I had to pick one of the two out of these to start looking in the sky, I would take the telescope over the spotting scope, you know. So that's just my thing. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Leave your comments down below. Anybody that wants to reach out to me, you can contact me at bravobassin@yahoo.com. That is BRABOBASSIN at yahoo.com. And you can send me a message and I will be happy to talk to you. Hell, I'm happy to let somebody come out here and sit in my yard and look up at the sky and see what I'm seeing, man. So they don't sit there and say, oh, that dude's just crazy. Because I got plenty of witnesses, plenty of people that have already seen what's in my sky. You know, my wife's seen it, my son's seen it. I've got a good friend up north. He's been seeing them too. He's about an hour from me. So it's not just me, fellas. It's not just me. You know, I'm trying to get this out to everybody so people will start paying attention. You know, I don't know what's coming or what's going on, but I don't think it's good. That's all I can say. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you on the next one.